What Adam didn't know was that this simple kindness was being watched. First, nothing changed. The morning stayed quiet, the street stayed the same, and the old man returned to his bench every day as if it were the only place he belonged. Adam never expected a thank you. He never waited for appreciation. Helping the old man had simply become part of his routine, like breathing. Sometimes Adam would sit beside him for a few minutes, sipping tea from a paper cup. "Cold today," Adam would say. "Yes," the old man replied softly, pulling his coat tighter. "But mornings like this remind me I'm still alive." Those words stayed with Adam. Soon Leo began asking questions. "Baba, why does Grandpa sit here every day?" Adam would answer gently. "Life didn't treat him kindly, son. So we must." The old man liked that Leo called him Grandpa. He never corrected him. Instead, he listened carefully as the boy talked about school, friends, and his dream of flying airplanes. "You'll go far," the old man once told Leo. "Just don't forget to look back." Adam noticed strange things over time. The old man spoke with wisdom, choosing his words carefully. His manners were refined. He never complained, never begged, never blamed the world. And sometimes, only sometimes, Adam noticed dark vehicles parked at a distance. Men inside them pretended to look at their phones, but their eyes were always fixed on the bench. Adam ignored it. Kindness doesn't ask questions. One rainy morning, Adam arrived earlier than usual. The bench was wet. The street was empty. The old man was already there, soaked, staring at the sky. Adam rushed toward him. "Sir, why didn't you take shelter?" The old man smiled faintly. "I wanted to feel the rain one more time." Adam gave him his own jacket without thinking. "You'll catch a cold." The old man looked at him deeply, as if memorizing his face. "You're a good man, Adam," he said. Adam froze. "How do you know my name?" The old man chuckled softly. "I know many things." Before Adam could ask more, the old man stood up, slowly, painfully. "Tomorrow," he said, "I may not be here." Adam felt an unexpected tightness in his chest. "Where will you go?" The old man didn't answer. He simply walked away. The next morning, Adam arrived at 6:30 a.m. The bench was empty. No old man. No coat. No familiar presence. Minutes passed. Then half an hour. Leo tugged at Adam's sleeve. "Baba, Grandpa promised he'd listen to my story today." Adam tried to smile, but something felt wrong. Suddenly, the sound of engines broke the silence. 4 black SUVs pulled up at the side of the road. People stopped walking. Shops went quiet. 4 tall men stepped out, dressed in black suits, wearing earpieces. They stood like walls. Then another man stepped forward, well-dressed, confident, holding a leather briefcase. "Excuse me," he said calmly. "Are you Adam Miller?" Adam's heart pounded. "Yes, I am." The man nodded respectfully. "My name is Thomas Reed. I'm a lawyer." Adam swallowed hard. "A lawyer for what?" Thomas looked toward the empty bench. "For the man you helped every morning." Adam's breath caught. The old man's name, the lawyer continued, was Jonathan Hale. The name meant nothing to Adam, until the lawyer said the next words. He was one of the richest businessmen in this country. Adam felt dizzy. "That's impossible," he whispered. "He was homeless." The lawyer smiled sadly. "He chose to be." Jonathan Hale had lost his family years ago. Surrounded by greed, lies, and fake love, he walked away from his world of luxury. He wanted to see if kindness still existed, not for his money but for himself. So he lived like a forgotten man. Most people failed him. But Adam never did. "He watched you for months," the lawyer said. "Your patience, your respect, your son's innocence. You never asked for anything." The lawyer opened the briefcase and handed Adam a letter. Adam's hands shook as he read. "Adam, you gave me dignity when I had nothing but my name. You treated me like a human being. That is rare. So I leave my legacy in the hands of a man who understands what truly matters. Tears streamed down Adam's face. The lawyer continued. Mr. Hale left you his house, financial assets, and a trust fund for Leo's future. Adam dropped to his knees. Not because of wealth, but because kindness, real kindness, had returned in a way he never imagined. Years later, Adam's food cart became a community kitchen. No one was turned away. The bench remained, polished and clean. A small plaque read, "This is where kindness Saturday."
But Adam ignored it. He had learned long ago that life made more sense when you focused on what was right in front of you, not on mysteries that didn't ask to be solved. The old man needed warmth, food, and respect, not questions. As winter deepened, the mornings grew colder. Adam started bringing an extra thermos of soup. Sometimes he added a boiled egg or a piece of fruit. The old man always accepted with gratitude, but never greed. "You take care of your boy well," the old man said one morning, watching Leo struggle to zip his jacket. Adam smiled. "I try. Some days I feel like I'm failing." The old man shook his head slowly. A man who worries about failing as a father usually never does. That sentence stayed with Adam the whole day. Over time, the bench became a place of quiet comfort. The old man would share small pieces of wisdom, never long stories, never complaints. Just gentle observations about life, patience, and loss. Once Leo asked innocently, "Grandpa, where's your family?" The old man looked away for a moment. His voice softened. "Everywhere," he said. "And nowhere." Adam noticed his hands trembling more often now. His breathing sounded heavier. Still, the old man never asked for help, never showed weakness. One morning, Adam arrived late. Traffic had been bad, and guilt weighed on him as he pushed the cart faster than usual. When he reached the bench, the old man was missing. Adam's heart skipped. Just then he saw him, collapsed near the edge of the sidewalk. Adam dropped everything and ran. Sir, can you hear me?" The old man's eyes fluttered open. He smiled faintly. "You came," he whispered. An ambulance was called. As the medics lifted the old man onto a stretcher, he grabbed Adam's hand tightly. "Thank you for seeing me," he said before losing consciousness. Adam stood there shaking, rain soaking his clothes, fear tightening his chest. The next few days felt empty. The bench stayed empty. The street felt quieter, colder. Adam checked nearby shelters. Hospitals. No one knew anything. It was as if the old man had vanished from the world. Then, one evening, a neatly dressed man knocked on Adam's small apartment door. "Mr. Miller?" he asked. "Yes." "My name is Thomas Reed. I'm a lawyer." Adam felt his stomach drop. The lawyer explained that the old man was safe. He was resting, but his time was limited. "He asked for you," Thomas said. The next day, Adam found himself standing in front of a large private hospital. Everything felt unreal. Marble floors, soft lighting, silent hallways. They led him to a private room. The old man lay on the bed, clean, shaved, dressed in crisp white sheets. He looked different, yet somehow the same. "You came," the old man said, smiling weakly. Adam sat beside him, overwhelmed. "I know. I didn't understand." The old man chuckled softly. That was the point. He told Adam the truth. He had once owned companies, buildings, power, but lost faith in people. Surrounded by lies, he walked away from it all, choosing to live among strangers to find something real. "And I found it," he said, squeezing Adam's hand, "on a broken bench." Tears filled Adam's eyes. "I only did what felt human." The old man nodded. "And that is why you are rare." He asked about Leo, about his dreams, about Adam's struggles. "You taught my son kindness," Adam said quietly. "That matters more than money." The old man closed his eyes for a moment, then whispered, "Money fades. Values remain." A week later, the old man passed away peacefully. Adam thought that was the end of the story. It wasn't. At the funeral, Adam stood quietly at the back, shocked by the number of powerful people present. Politicians, business leaders, security everywhere. That's when Thomas found him. Mr. Hale left instructions, the lawyer said. You are part of them. Later, in a quiet office, Adam learned everything. The house, the business shares, the trust fund for Leo. Adam felt numb. I don't deserve this, he said. Thomas replied calmly. That's exactly why he chose you. Years later, Adam still visits the bench. Not because he has to, but because that's where he learned something that changed his life forever. Kindness given without reason is the most powerful thing a human can offer. And every morning at exactly 6:30 a.m., Adam stops and remembers. Adam couldn't speak. The words felt too heavy to understand, too unreal to believe. The street he walked every morning suddenly felt unfamiliar, like the ground beneath him had shifted. The wealthiest. Adam finally whispered, You must be mistaken. The lawyer closed the briefcase, slowly, and looked Adam straight in the eyes. I am not. Leo tightened his grip on Adam's hand. The boy sensed something serious was happening. Where is he? Adam asked. Is he okay? The lawyer hesitated for a moment. Mr. Hale is no longer living on the streets, he said carefully. He asked me to come here today to find you. Adam's chest tightened. Why me? The lawyer gestured toward the empty bench. Because you were the only one who stopped. The bodyguards stood silently, scanning the area. People nearby pretended not to stare, but curiosity filled the air. Let's talk somewhere quieter, the lawyer said. They walked into a nearby cafe. Adam fell out of place among the suits, leather shoes, and calm confidence surrounding him. Just yesterday, his biggest worry had been selling enough food to pay rent. The lawyer placed the documents on the table. Jonathan Hale was a billionaire, he began, but he lost something money couldn't replace, trust. Years ago, Mr. Hale had been betrayed by people closest to him. Family members fought over wealth. Friends disappeared when he stopped giving. Surrounded by fake smiles, he decided to disappear from his old life. He chose to live among strangers, the lawyer explained, to see who would treat him kindly without knowing who he was. Adam listened in silence. Most people ignored him. Some mocked him. A few tried to use him. The lawyer paused. But you, he said, looking directly at Adam, never asked his name, never asked for anything. You gave because you wanted to. Adam's eyes filled with tears. I didn't know, he whispered. I swear I didn't know. Mr. Hale knew that. The lawyer replied softly. That's why this matters. The lawyer slid a sealed envelope across the table. He wrote this for you. Adam opened it with trembling hands. Adam, when I sat on that bench, I was invisible to the world, but you saw me, not as a poor man, not as a burden, as a human being. You shared your food, your time, and your son's laughter. You reminded me who I once was. This is not a reward. It is trust. Jonathan Hale. Adam broke down. Leo climbed into his lap, hugging him tightly. Baba, why are you crying? Adam kissed his son's forehead. Because sometimes being kind changes more than we know. The lawyer cleared his throat. Mr. Hale has been watching you for months. Through people. Through distance. He wanted to be sure you wouldn't change. Change how? Adam asked. If you found out, the lawyer replied. Adam shook his head firmly. I'd help in the same way. The lawyer smiled. He knew you would. Then came the words Adam never expected to hear. Mr. Hale has included you in his will. Adam froze. What? A house, the lawyer continued. Enough financial support to secure your future, and a trust fund for Leo's education. Adam pushed the papers back. I don't want his money, he said firmly. I just want to know he's okay. The lawyer's expression softened. He is at peace, he said. That's because of you. Outside, the black SUVs waited. The lawyer stood. He asked me to tell you one last thing, he said. Adam looked up. He said, Tell Adam that the bench saved me more than he ever will know. That night, Adam couldn't sleep. He kept thinking about the old man's smile, his words, his quiet dignity. The next morning, Adam returned to the bench, alone. He placed a cup of tea on the empty seat. Good morning, he whispered. Weeks later, the bench changed. A small plaque was added beneath it. In a world full of strangers, kindness still lives. Adam didn't quit his food cart. He didn't chase luxury. Instead, he used what he was given to help others, quietly, honestly, because he learned something most people never do. You never know who you're helping. But more importantly, you never know who you're becoming when you choose kindness. And every morning, at exactly 6:30 a.m., Adam still stops, at the bench where everything changed. But because kindness had come back multiplied, Adam stayed on his knees for a long moment, the sound of the street fading around him. Cars passed, people whispered, but his world had gone quiet. His chest felt heavy, not with greed or excitement, but with something far stronger, gratitude mixed with disbelief. Leo knelt beside him, confused and worried. "Bob, are you hurt?" Adam pulled his son close and shook his head. "No, my son," he whispered. "I'm just overwhelmed." The lawyer gave them space, allowing the moment to settle. Then he spoke gently. Mr. Hale didn't want his wealth to go to people who only saw numbers, he said. He wanted it to go to someone who understood pain, effort, and kindness. Adam stood slowly, wiping his tears. "I don't understand," he said honestly. "Why me? I'm just a food seller." The lawyer replied calmly, "Exactly." Mr. Hale had watched Adam closely. How he treated customers who couldn't pay. How he spoke to his son with patience after long days. How he never once complained about his own struggles. He said, the lawyer continued, "That wealth means nothing if the heart is empty." Adam looked at the letter again. The handwriting felt personal, careful, as if every word had been written with purpose. "Where is he now?" Adam asked quietly. The lawyer took a breath. "He passed away peacefully last night." The words hit Adam harder than the news of the inheritance. He felt a sharp ache in his chest. "I should have said goodbye." The lawyer shook his head. He knew everything he needed to know. That evening, Adam returned to the bench alone. The sky was painted orange and purple as the sun disappeared. He placed a cup of tea on the bench, just like he had done so many times before. "Thank you," he whispered. Days passed, and Adam's life slowly began to change, but not in the way people expected. He moved into the house Mr. Hale left behind. It was large, quiet, and filled with memories that weren't his. Adam didn't rush to fill it with luxury. He kept things simple. Leo got his own room for the first time in his life. "This is really ours?" Leo asked, eyes wide. Adam nodded. "Yes, but remember, what matters isn't the house. It's how we live inside it." Adam didn't stop working. He still woke up early, still pushed his food cart. People were shocked when they found out who he had become. "Why are you still here?" one man asked. "You're rich now." Adam smiled. "I was rich before," he said. "I just didn't know it." With the business shares, Adam didn't chase power. He hired honest managers and invested in community programs, shelters, food kitchens, education funds. Every decision he made, he asked himself one question. Would this honor the man on the bench? 1 year later, on the same street, a small gathering formed. A new bench stood there, clean, strong, and polished. A plaque was attached beneath it, in memory of Jonathan Hale, who reminded us that kindness is the greatest wealth. Leo read it out loud. "Baba, is this about Grandpa?" Adam smiled, his eyes shining. "Yes, son, it is." As the crowd slowly dispersed, Adam sat on the bench. For the first time, he truly understood what Mr. Hale had been searching for. Not charity, not attention, but connection. Adam leaned back and closed his eyes. He remembered the first cup of tea, the quiet smiles, the mornings that felt ordinary but were anything but. He realized something powerful then. Kindness doesn't announce itself. It doesn't demand rewards. And it doesn't disappear. It moves forward through people. Years later, Leo stood on a stage, giving a speech at his graduation. "My father taught me something," he said confidently. "You don't help people because they might be important. You help them because they are human." Adam listened from the crowd, tears in his eyes. In that moment, he knew Mr. Hale's greatest legacy wasn't money. It was a chain of kindness that began on a broken bench and would never end, because one single dad proved that humanity still exists. But Adam didn't stop there. As the weeks passed, the free breakfast program slowly became something bigger than he ever imagined. At first, it was just coffee, bread, and warm soup handed out from his old cart. Then volunteers started showing up. Some were people who had once stood in line for food themselves. "Let me help," they said. Adam never turned anyone away. Soon, mornings at 6:30 a.m. looked different. Instead of silence, there was quiet conversation. Instead of loneliness, there was shared warmth. People began to smile again, something Adam noticed mattered just as much as the food. Leo helped too. He carried cups, handed out napkins, and listened to stories. He learned names. He learned pain. And without realizing it, he learned compassion. One morning, Leo asked, "Baba, why do some people live on the street?" Adam knelt beside him. "Because life can push people down," he said. "And sometimes all they need is a hand to get back up." Leo nodded seriously, as if storing the lesson in his heart forever. The bench became a symbol. People who passed by would stop and read the plaque. Kindness is the greatest wealth. Some would sit quietly. Others would leave flowers. A few would cry. News of the program spread, but Adam never chased attention. When reporters came, he politely declined interviews. "This isn't about me," he said. "It's about remembering people." Instead of his name, he asked them to focus on the message. With time, Adam used part of the inheritance to open a small community kitchen. No signs, no conditions, no paperwork, just food and respect. "Everyone eats," Adam said simply. The people who came weren't called homeless. They were guests. Adam made sure of that. Years passed. Leo grew taller, smarter, kinder. On his 10th birthday, instead of asking for gifts, Leo asked his father something surprising. "Can we serve breakfast today instead?" Adam hugged him tightly. That morning, Leo stood on a small stool, pouring tea for people who once felt invisible. And in his smile, Adam saw the old man from the bench. The past hadn't disappeared. It had transformed. One evening, Adam found an old notebook in Mr. Hale's belongings. Inside were handwritten thoughts, scattered and honest. One page read, "If one person sees me without judging, then my life still has meaning." Adam closed the notebook, tears falling quietly. He understood now. Mr. Hale hadn't been testing people. He had been searching for hope. Years later, Adam was invited to speak at a local school. Standing in front of hundreds of students, he felt nervous. "I'm not special," he told them. "I just stopped." The room went silent. "I stopped when everyone else walked by." And that changed everything. The students listened closely. "Don't wait to be important to do good," Adam continued. "Do good, and you'll become important in ways money can't buy." Leo sat in the front row, watching proudly. When Adam finished, the room stood and applauded, not for success, but for values. That night, Adam returned to the bench alone. He sat quietly, listening to the city breathe. "I kept my promise," he whispered. A gentle wind passed by, rustling the trees. And for a moment, just a moment, Adam felt like he wasn't alone. In another part of the city, a man who once received breakfast from the cart got his first job in years. A woman found shelter after months on the street. A child slept with a full stomach. None of them knew Jonathan Hale, but they were living his legacy. Years later, when Leo became a man, he chose a path that surprised no one. He became a pilot, just as he had dreamed. On his first flight, before takeoff, Leo looked at his father and smiled. "You taught me how to fly, Baba," he said. "Not with wings, but with kindness." Adam's eyes filled with tears. And somewhere beyond this world, an old man smiled, because a simple act of kindness on a broken bench had grown into a lifetime of hope, and because one single dad reminded the world of something it almost forgot.